Ever noticed how some Christmas seasons are warmer than others? Well, meet El Niño, a climate pattern that might be behind this. El Niño is a fascinating event that warms up the surface waters in the eastern tropical Pacific Ocean. But it's not a loner. It's part of a bigger gang called the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO for short, which also includes a cooling phase known as La Niña. Now, El Niño isn't on a set schedule. It shows up irregularly every 2 to 7 years. And when it doesn't go unnoticed. This climate pattern has a significant impact on ocean temperatures, currents, coastal fisheries, and even local weather patterns. So, it's not just about warmer Christmases. It's about changes in our ecosystem that affect marine life and weather conditions around the globe. So, you see, El Niño is not just a weather phenomenon, it's a powerful force that shapes our planet and affects our lives in more ways than one. Now that we know what El Niño is, let's dive into what causes it. It all starts with the trade winds. Normally, these strong winds blow westward across the tropical Pacific, pushing warm surface water towards Asia and Australia. But during an El Niño event, something changes. The trade winds weaken. This allows the warm surface water to shift course, moving eastward along the equator instead. But the story doesn't end there. As the warm water moves, it deepens what we call the thermocline, the boundary separating warm surface water from the cooler, deeper water. This shift disrupts a crucial process known as upwelling, which normally brings cold, nutrient-rich water to the surface along the coasts of places like Ecuador, Peru, and Chile. This disruption can have a negative impact on coastal ecosystems and fisheries. Now, all these changes in the ocean are linked to changes in air pressure over the tropical Pacific Ocean, a phenomenon known as the Southern Oscillation. It's this dance between the ocean and the atmosphere that gives birth to El Niño events. So, El Niño is born from the dance of winds and ocean currents. But what does it do once it arrives? El Niño may be caused by a complex interplay of winds and water currents, but its effects are far-reaching and very real. This climatic phenomenon doesn't just stay cooped up in the Pacific, it reaches out and shakes up weather patterns across the globe. You might be thousands of miles away, but El Niño could still be impacting your weather. For instance, some regions can experience increased precipitation, turning dry patches into thriving green landscapes, while others can be hit with severe droughts, parching the land and drying up water sources. The balance of rainfall is disrupted, and this can lead to devastating floods in one region, and destructive wildfires in another. But it's not just about the rain and drought. El Niño can also disrupt global atmospheric circulation. This can lead to severe winter weather in North and South America, turning mild winters into icy nightmares. The impact of El Niño is truly global. Remember the intense El Niño events of the 20th century, the ones in the early 80s and late 90s? They caused severe climatic changes and impacted various regions around the world. They were a stark reminder of the power of this climatic event and the global reach of its effects. And it's not just about the weather. El Niño can also contribute to the spread of diseases. Changes in temperature and precipitation can create ideal conditions for disease vectors like mosquitoes to thrive. This could lead to outbreaks of diseases like malaria and dengue fever, impacting the health of communities. The social and economic impacts of El Niño are also significant. It can affect agriculture, fishing, and other livelihoods, disrupting the economy and causing hardship for many. Communities may struggle to cope with these changes, leading to social unrest and hardship. In the grand scheme of things, El Niño is a reminder that we are all connected, that what happens in one part of the world can ripple out and touch us all.